if you take a walk through your local supermarket, it won't take you long to spot a product wrapped in a banner declaring its high-protein credentials.
Yeah, once the preserve of gym bunnies and slimmers, the shopping aisles have seen an explosion of protein-rich products targeting men and women of all ages.
But are these protein products getting us ripped or getting us ripped off? And do we even need them in the first place? Our nutritionist, Rob Hobson, has been investigating for us. There just seems to have been an explosion, Rob, in the supermarket of protein.
Yeah, there really has. I mean, I think it's been driven by social media, celebrities, and obviously the food industry, which has led us to believe that we need huge amounts of protein. And obviously with social media, it's like it's going to get you ripped, it's going to help you lose weight, all this kind of messaging. So I think all of this has come off the back of that.
Right.
Protein is important, though, and protein does serve a really, really important purpose to our physiology, right?
Yeah, totally. So protein is one of the bigger macronutrients alongside carbohydrates and fat. It's broken down into amino acids, and these have loads of different functions in the body. It's important for muscle recovery, growth, tissue, all the tissues in your body, your hair, your nails, your skin. So it does have loads of really, really important properties.
And how much protein should we be consuming a day, ideally?
Yeah, so the bare minimum, we're working on 0.75 grams per kilo of body weight. So if you weigh 75 grams, that would be
75 kilos.
75 kilos, sorry.
If you weigh 75 grams, you've got a problem.
It'd be very small. 55 grams of protein a day.
OK.
If you weigh 60 kilos, so that would be 45 grams a day. Now, if you were perhaps a woman in menopause, you might need slightly more than that. So maybe 60 grams a day. So you might want to nudge that up to 1 gram of protein per kilogram
why do you
body
want more?
weight.
Yeah.
So this is because you could experience a bit of increased muscle wastage. So your muscle mass might reduce, bone density might reduce, and we need protein for bone density. And as well, it could help with appetite. So it helps to regulate appetite hormones. So maybe if you're trying to maintain a healthy weight, that's quite a good idea as well.
So what about these products where it's things like pot noodles and things like that, where it's like it's added in, and so you would automatically
Protein
reach...
Weetabix, like that.
Yeah, you'd reach for it, but should you be, essentially?
Well, I mean, a lot of these foods already contain protein. So yogurts, for example, already have protein in them, but they're now selling higher protein yogurts. And, you know, breakfast cereals as well. Bread even is a source of protein. So, you know, and a lot of them are fortified naturally. So bread, they might add more nuts and seeds and maybe use a different type of flour that's from a pulse.
OK.
But some of them, like some of the protein bars, you know, you've got all sorts of ingredients in there. They're not even kind of real food anymore. You've got, you know, very ultra-processed versions of protein, collagen, flavourings, emulsifiers, all sorts of additives.
Doesn't sound good for you, though.
Yeah, and I mean, you can get everything you need from real food. You really can. And I think people have this idea that they just need to load up on protein, but it's just one part of a balanced diet.
I think one of the things I'm intrigued by is how much... So we were talking there, 65 grams of protein or whatever that... What does that look like in real terms on a plate for somebody? If they... Because sometimes
You mean go, real food?
Yeah, in real food. What is that? Because that feels like a lot.
Yeah, it's not that much, actually. So if we look at the 60 grams of protein, what we could do is breakfast could be porridge with a bit of milk and then some nuts and seeds. That would give you about 18 grams. If you then had, like, a bowl of lentil soup, you know, you buy in the supermarket, lentil, like a roasted red pepper lentil soup, with a bit of bread, that's another 15 grams of protein. If you then had a chicken stir-fry at night, you know, that could be, like, 25, 30 grams of protein in that chicken breast. So it doesn't take long for it all to mount up. And, you know, that doesn't feel like a huge amount of food. It's just getting the food right. Yeah.
Do you think we should be doing that then, leaning more heavily into kind of unprocessed foods and more natural foods?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the high-protein foods, we've got some examples here. So you've got beans, pulses, nuts, cottage cheese. We've got meat, poultry, fish, all those kind of foods. But I really do think we should be looking at whole foods because they offer a lot more than just protein. And some of these products are really just heavily protein. So for me, whole foods, I think these foods are OK once in a while. You know, if you're caught short on the way to work or from the gym and you just need that little protein fix. But I think, you know, they don't need to make it into your shopping basket every week or become a daily food.
They're expensive.
They are
expensive. Yeah, a lot of these alternatives are more expensive than the original. But, you know, you can get what you need by just balancing your diet right.
So I like staying fit and healthy and eating a lot of protein, but I do a lot of exercise to consume the protein for my body. Is there a sense that some people think, well, I'm going to have a protein shake because, of course, that's going to make me rip, but if you're not employing enough exercise, What's the impact it has on you there, Rob?
Yeah, absolutely. So you definitely, if you want to get ripped, it's a lot of work in the gym, resistance exercise, and the protein helps you then with the muscle recovery and repair. I mean, having too much protein in healthy individuals is not an issue, but the problem is then, you know, you're not really balancing your diet. So you might be skimping on other important nutrients like fibre, fruits and vegetables, those kind of foods. So, you know, I think it's important that you just find that balance, you know, just don't go too heavy. If you are doing sport, obviously you do need more protein, and you need more protein the more intense it is. So athletes, for example, could have double that amount of protein, especially strength and power athletes that use a lot of resistance. So it really depends on the individual. But bottom line, get that basic amount right, and I think you're in the right.
And if you are eating too much protein for whatever, or not getting that balance exactly right, does the protein then store as fat? Does that happen?
Yeah, so you will use the protein for other functions in the body.
Right.
And then the rest of it will just get stored, because that's kind of how we store that excess energy in the body is as fat. So you will store it. In extreme situations, so if you had no carbs in your diet, or you were doing an endurance event and you were very, very low on carbs, your body might use that protein for energy, but it doesn't like to do that. We like to use glucose for energy, not protein. So in situations, but otherwise, you'll use it for what you need and store the rest of it.
So basically what you're saying is it's a handy supplement if you're caught short or you're a bit time shy, but on the whole, natural products are the way to go.
That's where I'm getting. That's really my opinion. You know, they have a place, they have a purpose, but don't get sucked into the marketing or the extra cost of it. You can get what you need from real food.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
Thanks,
Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.